This is Mr. Bell from St. Louis.
Thank you, Chair, Ranking Member, and our witnesses for being here today. My Republican colleagues have called this hearing today once again to divert the public's attention from the dangerous threats that they themselves have created for the American people. They have chosen to turn a blind eye to the escalating public safety crisis in Minneapolis, Minnesota, fueled by the deployment of ICE agents under the direction of President Trump. On December 1st, 2025, this administration launched Operation Metro Surge under the false pretense of promoting public safety in Minneapolis. Since then, we have witnessed several deaths, including the brutal killings of Renee Good on January 7th, 2026, and Alex Preddy only a few short weeks later on January 24th. News reports state that in 2026 alone, there have already been 8 additional deaths at the hands of federal agents. We are now living in one of the deadliest periods on record, with more deaths carried out by ICE agents in recent years than at any time since 2004. Under this administration's direction, masked agents have inflicted trauma that will remain in these communities and neighborhoods. There's a lack of accountability and justice. Survivor stories have been suppressed, false narratives have been told, and federal officials have refused to cooperate, even going so far as to block state investigators from accessing evidence. A.G. Ellison, as the chief legal officer for the state of Minnesota, what level of cooperation would you expect from the federal government during an investigation of this magnitude?
Congressman, I would expect the kind of cooperation that we're used to experiencing. I mean, in all of the time that I've even been a lawyer, which is now 36 years, state-federal cooperation was exactly how we did business all the time. We are very proud and love working with our FBI agents, DEA agents, ATF agents. It's a regular thing. This is what's strange and unusual.
And has the lack of cooperation and unclear communication from the federal agencies undermined the investigations into the death of Renee Good and Alex Preddy?
It certainly has. We have been denied access to critical evidence in this case that we would need to evaluate this matter based on a use of force analysis.
Which is befuddling to me, because as a former prosecutor, I've led serious and thorough investigations in pursuit of justice. I can say that what we have seen by DHS, DOJ, and the FBI is the complete opposite of a detailed and thorough investigation into the wrongdoing of ICE officials. And let us be clear, despite what President Trump would have the public believe, those agents remain on the streets of Minnesota. These actions are not isolated incidents. We've seen similar events taking place across the nation in Illinois, North Carolina, California, to name a few. We have heard directly from survivors about the cruelty and mistreatment they endured by ICE agents, and we have seen the individuals appointed under President Trump to head these operations evade justice and not be held accountable for their actions. We can't stand by and allow this to continue. Those responsible for these actions must be held accountable, and survivors and their families deserve answers and justice. Which is why, Mr. Chair, I move that pursuant to Clause 2, subsection K6 of House Rule 11, the committee shall subpoena Greg Bovino to testify before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform.
A motion has been made. The committee will hold this motion in abeyance until the end of today's hearing. The committee will now proceed with today's hearing.